Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Berner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
Monday Sidekick, the AI agent that knows you and your business, thinks ahead and takes action. Ask it anything. Seriously. Monday Sidekick, AI you'll love to use. Start a free trial today on Monday.com.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contrast. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
Monday Sidekick, the AI agent that knows you and your business, thinks ahead and takes action. Ask it anything. Seriously. Monday Sidekick, AI you'll love to use. Start a free trial today on Monday.com.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Berner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
Hello, I'm Sarah.
I'm Toby.
And welcome to day 22 of 31 Days of Halloween. My throat is a bit funny now because Toby, we're in my room recording and Toby has just squirted some of my perfume into the air. So every time I'm breathing in, I'm getting this irritating in my throat. You're an idiot. Right, I've got 4 spooky stories to share today. I'll get straight into it. Are you ready for the first story?
Yes, I am.
My father's uncle shot something strange in a forest. This incident was told to me by my father. It happened to one of his uncles sometime around the year 1957. Back then, his uncle often used to go hunting in the forest of Mangaldoi, since my father's ancestral home is in Mangaldoi, Assam. Like on many other days, his uncle went hunting alone and climbed up a tree to wait, planning to shoot any deer or other animal that might pass below. That was a common path for such animals. It was also a full moon night, so everything was visible clearly in the moonlight. Around that time, there was a cholera outbreak in many parts of Assam, and especially in the villages around Mangaldoi. Many people had died. However, His uncle wasn't aware that the village near the forest he was in had also been severely affected with many deaths. While he was waiting on the tree for his prey, suddenly he started hearing a sound like anklets or gungroos jingling. He thought it might be a porcupine, and he got ready to hunt it. But after a while he noticed that the sound wasn't coming from a porcupine. Instead, two human-like figures appeared. They were of medium height and wore strange ornaments made of snail shells around their necks, on their clothes, even on their staffs, and on their feet. They moved slowly and kept approaching. As they got closer, he realised they didn't quite look human. Alarmed but alert, he thought to himself, "Whoever they are, if they come right beneath me, I'll shoot." And that's exactly what happened when they reached right below the tree. He fired his gun. The moment the shot hit one of the figures, it instantly turned into a crow and dropped to the ground dead. The other let out a terrifying scream and fled into the forest and was never seen again. In the morning, when his uncle climbed down, the crow was still lying there, but he didn't touch it. He went straight home. From that day onward, he never went hunting alone in that forest again. Shape-shifting. I'd love to shapeshift. If you could shapeshift, because we have spoken about this before in really, really early episode when you were like 12. Aww. What would you shapeshift into? An animal?
What if I was an animal?
If you could shapeshift into an animal, what would you do? What would you be?
A magpie and take everyone's silver.
Arr. I think I'd be a wolf. I don't know, I would like to fly as well though. I would like to fly. Maybe some eagle. No, maybe an owl.
Yeah, just sit there, twisting your head down.
Yeah, freaking everybody out.
Well, I'd be getting rich as a bird. And then I could spawn back in and get rich.
Yeah, fair enough. But what could you do with it as a... If you're... Oh no, because you could change back into a human, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I got you. That's a good plan. Are you ready for the second story?
Yes, I am.
An experience my grandmother had during World War II. Hey everyone. First of all, I want to thank you for all the thoughtful and interesting responses to my last story. I'd like to take this chance to share something my grandmother used to tell me. A story that has always stayed with me. My grandmother was born in Germany in 1935. So she grew up during the Second World War. She was about 9 or 10 when she lived through the worst years of it. At the time, her neighbour was a woman in her 30s with 2 children, a little boy and an older son who was fighting in the German army. My grandmother often said that the woman was constantly worried about her eldest son. Back then, there were hardly any ways to stay in touch, so the uncertainty must have been unbearable. Since my great-grandmother worked long hours and my great-grandfather was also in the army, my grandma spent a lot of time at the neighbour's house. Then, one day, something strange happened. Almost overnight, the woman's appearance changed. Her skin looked older, deep shadows formed under her eyes, and her hair turned grey, as if she had aged years in a single night. A few days later, the news came. The kind of news that, in those days, so many mothers feared. Her son had been killed at the front. What do you think? I find it both eerie and beautiful. To me, it feels like a small piece of evidence that there's a deeper bond between a mother and her child, one that goes beyond what we can usually explain. I like this story, but not like it. But I like the suggested bond there is between mother and child. And I do believe something like that could happen, that your body knows that something's happened to your child and your hair turns grey and it just drains the life out of you before you've even been told.
Yeah.
Believe in the bonds of mother and child.
It's like when you like step on a crack and you break your mum's back.
Yeah.
Like that one.
Yeah. Because we're all like connected, and even more so when it's your children, I think. Or, it doesn't have to be your children, but you've got strong bonds with other people. Are you ready for the third story?
Yes, I am.
Demonic entity in a daycare. Worst experience ever. Worked in a daycare with multiple aggressive entities in it. Kids saw them. Certain teachers saw them. Even ones that were skeptics before. All the teachers who saw or got messed with were ones who didn't get along with a couple of certain teachers who were very into occult stuff outside of work and were very unfriendly. 3 of us heard and saw things. We were all disliked by these 2 teachers for multiple reasons. Both myself and my other friend also noticed the way she treated her students, and the paranormal stuff got worse. I would get strangely dizzy in certain rooms. One classroom was more haunted than the others. The sink would turn on by itself. The first time I saw it was during the kids' nap time. Cups and dishes started flying off the sink area and crashing on the floor, and the sound of washing dishes came from around the corner. After that, it kept getting worse. I would hear claws tapping on the glass in between rooms. I saw an 8-foot shadow person walk by the window. Something squeezed my throat and I couldn't breathe for a minute, and my hair would get pulled. I would close my eyes and see images of knives in my skin and feel this awful, heavy hopelessness. My friend saw a door that had been stuck open for years swing shut by itself, and would hear stuff moving around in that bathroom while all the kids were asleep. The other friend heard deep rumbling voices coming from the ceiling, and her son, who was a student there, kept saying he would wake up during nap and couldn't breathe, like something was sitting on his chest. That was the worst part. Kids would cry in terror and refuse to go into certain rooms. Once a 2-year-old pointed into the room while crying and said, "No, ghost in there." A little boy in my class would suddenly start screaming and pointing at something on the ceiling. Once I was taking my kids outside to play, and the creepy male teacher was also taking his, so we met in the hallway. I looked up, and there was this weird black shape above him. It was almost a diamond shape, not a shadow, just like an opening into emptiness. That's the only way I can describe it. There aren't really words for it. Its head was visible, but also like that. There's nothing to use as a frame of reference. I guess a bird skull or plague doctor mask would be the closest, but even that doesn't really match. I jumped so hard I dropped all my stuff, and he just kind of stared at me and moved on. But it was the scariest freaking thing I've ever seen or felt. I prayed, cried, searched desperately for another job, but was stuck there for 2 months. Even my horrible boss, who wouldn't hear a word against either of the 2 creepy teachers, no matter what they did, got terrified one early morning because the music machines in the classrooms kept turning on by themselves as she walked by. Finally, one time, when my little student woke up screaming and pointing again, I spoke out loud and used specific wording about, I have been given authority over you. My power does not come from me. You know from whom it comes. I don't know why I said it, but it felt like a lion showed up behind me and roared, because the presence hightailed it out of that room. It will never fully make sense to me. It didn't get rid of the things, but I stopped getting messed with as much. I still felt the presence outside the classroom door here and there, but it didn't pull my hair or anything again. A couple of days later, I got accepted at another school. I'd already reported the neglect to CPS and I quit immediately. I heard later on that those 2 teachers finally got fired. I don't think they were intentionally cursing us. I think they were messing around with things they don't understand and were inviting things in without realising it. And the things were protecting them. I've never seen a manager or HR fight harder for a couple of god-awful teachers. To explain more on that, here's a side note of the insanity that got ignored. The guy teacher tried to hit on all the younger employees. Even a minor who was volunteering. He posted weird Facebook posts about finally succumbing to the darkness, and would try to convince young female teachers to move into a room in his basement. He also constantly screamed at the kids so loud it echoed through the building. This was a Montessori school too, where yelling isn't even allowed. The woman was neglectful of her students, especially if they were not white or special needs. And she said racist things about co-workers. She said point blank she didn't want the new POC teacher to become her assistant because, quote, she's lazy. It's a cultural thing for those people. Dole was not lazy at all. She also talked very loudly and openly about being a witch. Not the earthy Wiccan kind from the sound of it. This woman had left a disabled child in soiled clothes in the bathroom for hours because she didn't want to change her because she was too big for that. She also took away a non-verbal child's communication device. She also made a 5-year-old girl cry by telling her, people are going to hate you for your whole life because you're a girl, with no other explanation. I had to do serious damage control whenever I was in that room. She also would stand outside the biggest window and make out with her partner on break, while all the kids were watching. These things all happened over the course of time and were reported by multiple people. The turnaround rate was very high. Teachers generally stayed a couple of months and then quit. So they each thought they had done their part by reporting it to the manager. Nothing ever happened to these 2 teachers. The manager would become flustered and nervous and do all kinds of mental gymnastics to justify their behaviour. HR did the same thing and would penalise the reporters for harassment. I lost my float position because of it and was told I wasn't allowed to speak to other teachers, so I wouldn't expose anything else. HR literally said to my manager over the video call, "You have to keep her contained so she doesn't keep talking." Final note on the school itself. I heard through the grapevine that those 2 teachers finally got fired and the manager was replaced. I hoped things got better, but the school just declared bankruptcy and the building was bought by someone else. It's now a new school. I'm honestly planning on driving by and doing some prayers and blessings in the parking lot just in case it can help, because I don't know if those things are still in there. To this day, I can still recognise that presence if I go near another place with an entity. I don't feel fear of it like I used to, and I know I can't prove it or make anyone else understand or believe what I saw. But I know beyond a doubt this stuff is real. I used to just believe in heaven and accepted that some people told stories about seeing evil and good entities. My stepfather talked about an angel pulling him out of a car wreck that nearly killed him. I accepted it might be real, but never bothered to decide for sure what I believed. Then this happened, and boy do I believe now. There are evil things beyond what we can see. Don't mess with the occult. Protect yourself. Don't invite stuff in, because it will come. We don't need to be afraid of it. People can believe whatever they want, because I know not everyone believes in God. But here's my 2 cents. I believe we have been given authority by God to tell them to get lost, as long as we're focused on the fact that it is His strength and not our own, because they're not going to respect ours. I believe in not fearing them, but being aware of them, and not messing with it unless you have to. I could imagine demons being in a daycare, and I don't mean the little demons, as in the children, but I could imagine it, and I thought maybe
Teachers.
I thought maybe it was the manager didn't get rid of these 2 members of staff because perhaps they were under some sort of spell that these people put them under, and maybe they were even too frightened. Who knows? But if I saw that behaviour going on, you better believe I'd be reporting you.
Yeah, man.
I'm not having any of it. Are you ready for the 4th and final story?
Yes, I am.
Please tell me I'm not crazy. I've tried to brush this off, but too much has happened in too short a time, and none of it feels random anymore. I'm visiting my parents for the summer and staying in their spare room in the basement. A couple of nights ago, me and my mum were talking casually in the kitchen when we suddenly heard 3 to 5 loud, spaced-out bangs coming from the hallway. These were deep, clear, physical hits, like someone pounding on the wall with their fist. Like the bangs from The Haunting, my mum also heard it. I immediately walked through the house and checked every room, trying to see if something had fallen or shifted. I didn't want to overreact, but I wanted to be sure. Everything looked normal. Nothing was out of place. The garage door was shut. After that, I headed downstairs to go to bed. Not long after, I got into the room. My daughter said she saw my mum standing outside her bedroom door, walking back and forth. She said she heard footsteps. She assumed it was her grandma, but when I checked, my mum wasn't there and hadn't been anywhere near that part of the house. A short while later, my dog kept going to the door and smelling and looking at the door, tail up, like cautious. He also whimpered half the night but never barked. Then around 4 a.m, an old motion sensor alarm in the basement bathroom suddenly went off. It was plugged in upside down and hasn't been used in years, but it let out a loud alarm like someone had triggered it, which sent me into a spiral. Got very little sleep that night, just a heavy, scary feeling. The next morning, my dad got onto me for leaving the garage door open, but I hadn't. I just walked through the house the night before. The door was closed, so it must have opened sometime after I went to bed. Then, that evening, around 8:45 p.m, my dad called down to me and said, "Something's burning in your room downstairs." Me and my mum both looked at each other. I ran downstairs and the entire basement was full of smoke. We called the fire department and they confirmed the ceiling fan motor had completely burned out and heated up a wire in the ceiling which caught fire. It wasn't in the room I was staying in, but the room next to it. All of this happened within 48 hours. Today is day 3. Nothing else I've noticed since last night.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Burner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
AI had the time of my life. AI never felt this way before.
From building timelines to assigning the right people and even spotting risks across dozens of projects, Monday Sidekick knows your business, thinks ahead, and takes action. One click on the star and consider it done.
And I owe it all to you.
Try Monday Sidekick. AI you'll love to use on Monday.com.
I don't think it really matters where your basement is, whereabouts in the world it is. It's going to be haunted.
Yes.
All basements are haunted. No matter what you try and do to them, how much you might try and pretty them up or make them into a bedroom, they're going to be haunted.
You just got to keep bare crosses down there.
Yeah, but that's not going to make any difference. It's still going to be haunted. Maybe it's something to do with it being that close to the earth. I don't know. But they're always going to have bad vibes in my eyes.
Yeah, it's probably because they're like underground. They're like, it's all dark.
Yeah. Not a lot of natural daylight will have something to do with it, I imagine. But either way, they're going to be haunted.
But that's the end of this episode. I hope you enjoyed and we'll catch up with you again soon.
We will indeed. We'll catch you again tomorrow. Take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Hey, I'm Paige DeSorbo, and I'm always thinking about underwear.
I'm Hannah Berner, and I'm also thinking about underwear, but I prefer full coverage. I like to call them my granny panties.
Actually, I never think about underwear. That's the magic of Tommy John.
Same, they're so light and so comfy, and if it's not comfortable, I'm not wearing it.
And the bras, soft, supportive, and actually breathable.
Yes, Lord knows the girls need to breathe. Also, I need my PJs to breathe and be buttery soft and stretchy enough for my dramatic tossing and turning at night. That's why I live in my Tommy John pajamas.
Plus, they're so cute because they fit perfectly.
Put yourself on to Tommy John.
Upgrade your drawer with Tommy John. Save 25% for a limited time at TommyJohn.com/comfort. See site for details.
Streaming is changing the way we watch live sports. And your internet connection can be the difference between catching the game-winning touchdown as it happens or hearing about it from your neighbor's cheers. That's why Comcast is building the network of the future. Using cutting-edge AI and edge computing technology, we're bringing fans closer to the action in stunning high definition with ultra-low latency. It's not just fast, it's game-changing. Learn more at ComcastCorporation.com/sports. It's the big sale of the year at All Modern, a Wayfair specialty brand. October 26th through the 29th. Save up to 70% off modern furniture and decor, plus fast and free shipping. Shop the big sale of the year at allmodern.com.